My name is Bret Andreasen, and I'm the executive chef at Tarragon at the Inn at Honey Run. I've been here for 6 years, and through that 6 years we've seen a lot of changes, not just to the food, but also to the culture. What the journey for any chef is figuring out identity, and the human experience is largely existential. So I think everybody has to figure out identity in their own way, and for me it was always through food. Following trends while it has its uses, ultimately just ends up being a copycat experience. What we're trying to do, especially here in Amish Country, is trying to get back to the soul of food, trying to get back to the heart of cooking, and figuring out a way to bring the joy to it and get that wholesome, fully present experience involved. So much of our time is spent trying to figure out who we are, what we're doing, what happened yesterday, what's going to happen tomorrow. But when something like that lamb neck dish is placed in front of you, when you have a piece of food that is so carefully prepared, traditionally prepared, and the flavors are intentionally, agonizingly put together to make sure that experience is absolutely perfect, that takes you out of that existential way of living, and for a moment you're in that moment and there's nothing else that matters. And that's what food does to me, and that's what I always try to do for our guests who come to Tarragon. It's very simple, but when you can get somebody to close their eyes as they taste something and say it's something their grandma might have made, you're onto something, because it's not really about what the grandma made, it's about the feeling that they had when they ate that food. I think there's something to be said for being able to slow down and have a long meal. So our menu is broken down into 3 courses, 4 if you include dessert, which we hope you do. And the intention with that menu is that you take your time. Time to be fully present with loved ones is so few and far between that as a chef, it's my job to help you forget about the daily stresses in life, and to just sit down, relax, and exist. So if we can do that, we've done our job. One change that we've been working on for the past year that we're thrilled about is the introduction of the Juniper Lounge at Tarragon. So what we've done is we've reconfigured the restaurant to have a much larger lounge space and presence in the front of the restaurant. So when you come in, you have a whole different concept. You have the Juniper Lounge, and then just beyond is Tarragon as you've known it before. What I also think is great about the Juniper Lounge is it presents the opportunity, if you're staying for 2 days, to enjoy the full restaurant experience at Tarragon. But also the next day you could come in and share 4 small plates, have a cocktail, drink a beer, and make the most out of our beautiful exterior location of the patio of the Juniper Lounge. I can't say that I went to this restaurant in California and it got me excited and I came back and made that pork belly dish, or such and such thing created that. But I guess for me, just most of my identity is wrapped up in the food I cook, and most of it is chasing flavors. So and just being out in nature, it gives you a different perspective, and it's definitely different from working out in the city where there are benefits there too, but you just can't beat looking outside the kitchen and being in the middle of the woods.